Well, all right, welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here. Not in the world famous As It Should Be studios, but rather in the world famous As It Should Be archives. Yeah, yes, the archives. Anybody who's been watching my videos for however long, for any length of time, really, you've heard me talk about, the archives. And I'm like, no, really, I have this record, I just don't have it here. I have it in the archives. I have it at my mom's because I live in a Brooklyn apartment, and Brooklyn apartments aren't all that big, and I have a gazillion records, and I just don't have enough room in there for all the stuff. So, my mom has some extra room. She's very kind to let me keep the stuff here. Thing is usually I have boxes stacked up here. I have other things here too, and I have boxes in front of all this. So I have to come here, move all the boxes out of the way, set up a ring light, this whole command center here thing, and it's taken me a while to motivate to come and do this, but I've really been wanting to do it for a while, and some people have even asked for it in comments, like, hey, why don't you go to where those records are and make some videos? Well, here we are. Now this first, I'm going to do a bunch of these while I'm here, and I have different ideas of the kind of what I want to show or what I want to do. This initial one is just kind of unscripted. I'm just here, I'm just going to start digging through this stuff and reacquainting myself with what's in here, because this is a record collection that I have been building my entire life. I've been buying records I've been acquiring records since 1974, 1975, since I was like 5 years old. And, initially I wasn't buying them, of course, because I was a child, but yeah, basically I've been collecting records since the 70s. So, and I don't necessarily still have all the records that I bought in the 70s. I have all those titles, I just don't have those copies, because I was a kid, and I'd write on them, and I didn't treat my records so well when I was 5. I mean, who did? But, I've since replaced those copies, and this is a very rambling video. I told this is going to be directionless, but why don't we get into the archives? I'm going to start digging through, which is going to require these. Oh, hey, there you are. All right, let's go around. I have ACDC here, a couple of high voltages, TNT. I have all of the 70s Australian ACDCs except for the Highway to Hell, the one with the flames and the bass guitar neck at the bottom. I don't have that one, but yeah, I have all the other ones, and I have this. Now this is really cool. If I can find the right one here. Yeah, Powerage with Cold Hearted Man. Yeah, this is like a European. It's a European pressing, way different from the U.S. one, and it has Cold Hearted Man. It has different mixes, and a couple of the songs have different endings, and it's a really cool. I've never seen. This is the only copy of this I've ever seen. And I bought it in the 80s. I bought it used in the 80s, and I lucked out. Absolutely lucked out on that. But my AC/DC vinyl collection only goes up to these. Like, these are the last 2 AC/DC albums I ever bought. Yeah. Bought this in 85. Album sucked ass. Still went to go see them on that tour, and it was great. Yngwie Malmsteen opened up. This is a better album, but I stopped after that. Yeah, we have Aerosmith and America, The Animals, The Association. Let me move this over. Iggy and the Stooges. I have this... I never have been able to get my hands on a good and proper original US Funhouse. Now this is an original Canadian Funhouse, and it's pretty worn. Where is the opening there? Yeah. See, it's a pretty worn copy, but, it's a legit Butterfly label copy, but it's Canadian. This is as close as I'm probably ever going to get, because even when records were affordable, even when you could get everything for $3, this was impossible to get for under, a down payment on a house. Now, forget about it. But Iggy and the Stooges. And I was going through here, and I was kind of going through thinking, I want to grab some albums here and there, you know, a few select albums to bring back home with me that I can show up and hold and show up when we do our Albums of the Year videos, because there's certain albums I'm going to want to talk about that are going to be on my list. So this is going to be a spoiler alert. But, so I thought, I want to bring Motley Crue Too Fast for Love back home, because I'm going to want to show that. I'm going to want to talk about it. And I thought, I'm going to go down to my metal section, and I'm going to pull out my Electra copy of Motley Crue, right, of Too Fast for Love, because I know I have one down there. I don't think I have two. I'm pretty sure I have only one. It might even be a CRC. So I'm going down here, and I pull it out, and I go, this looks a little weird. I have a Leather Records version of it. I have a Leather Records of this. Yeah. I do actually have the Electra copy that I was expecting, but somehow, in addition to that, I have a Leather Records copy. I don't know. I don't remember buying it. I have no idea where I got it, how I got it. The insert. Yeah. Yeah. I do not remember buying this. Oh. Evidently, I paid $15 for it. They won't let you in the same building with this record for $15 now. But, yeah, I have no idea where this came from. I do not recall getting this. It's in pretty damn nice shape. Thank you to the Cosmos. I don't know where it came from. I mean, it rained down from somewhere. This is going to be an edit, because I have to put this away and you don't want to watch. Oh, check this out. This is a bootleg copy of the Black Album, of Prince Black Album. But what I have inside of it is, and I think I've talked about this on a video, when the Black Album was supposed to be coming out on December 8th, 1987. December 8th is my birthday, so the new Prince album is going to be coming out on my birthday, and I was so excited. And, well, instead of the Prince album, we got this in the mail at the record store. I was working at Rainbow Records at the time, and this is what we got. Yeah. A little note. Prince evidently scrawled this on a piece of paper, and they ran off Xeroxes, and that's what they sent out to everybody. And then this is like the new release sheet from that week. So it has everything that was coming out that we were getting. And then we have the Black Album there. So I snagged these from work, and I have them to this day. Yeah, I never did. There was a reissue, or there was an actual proper issue in '94, I think it was, of the Black Album. I bought the CD. Stupidly, I didn't buy the vinyl, so the only vinyl I have of it is this bootleg, which is slightly off pitch, like the speed's off and whatever. But I have this neat little thing, right? Oh, and for you Alice Cooper fans, I'm sure a lot of you know about this, and a lot of you probably have it. This really weird variation on the Love It to Death cover. I mean, obviously we all know about the cover, the original cover, where he had his finger out, and of course the label thought it was his dick, or that it was supposed to be his dick, and so they tried to airbrush it out. I think one of the things they tried doing was this. And what's really weird, though, is if you look at it, this is actually after they airbrushed it. So for some reason, I don't know why, they went through the trouble to airbrush the cover, the image out, but then they still ended up doing this weird thing where they put the strips across the bottom and the top after they'd gone through the trouble to airbrush the cover. I have, here's one with the thumb, and you can see his arm. You can see his arm there. If you look here, you can't see his arm. So they had, I don't know, it's such a weird thing. I have a really beat copy of Man of Words, Man of Music, Bowie, which became the Space Oddity album. They reissued as that. But yeah, this is a really tough album to get in this form. Even back, when did I buy this? I bought this like 20 years ago on eBay in this condition, and it was $20 then. which was a lot. Well, actually, it was a lot for records back then. It wasn't a lot for this. I felt like I got a really good deal, but it's pretty worn. But it's just one of those records where you kind of go, okay, well, I'm going to have to just be happy with this because, you know, when am I going to see another one? What condition it's going to be in, and the way things are these days, what's the price going to be? But I'm still lucky to have this. Yeah, so speaking of records just being insanely priced these days, and I've talked about this before, and a lot of people I think probably do. You have really common records. I mean, records that there are gazillions of copies out there, like Thriller, Rumors, and stuff like that. Not rare albums by any stretch, but of course they have like these $20, $30 price. No matter how many copies you see of it, you go to a record store and they'll have like 5 copies. They're all $20, you know. And why? They're not expensive, or they shouldn't be expensive. They're not rare. But recently, I actually kind of decided to bite the bullet and pay $25, $30 for a copy because I found one that was in shrink with the hype sticker, which I always am just like, I can't resist this, right? So I thought, I'll just do this, and I bought it, and I brought it home. Great. All right, cool. So I come here, and I go to my Fleetwood Mac records, and I'm like, yeah, I know I have a copy of Rumors in here, of course, at least one, and it probably has the insert and stuff. Yeah. In shrink with the hype sticker. In shrink with the hype sticker. And it's actually way nicer, way cleaner, even than the one that I bought and I paid $30 for. You know, the insert. Let me see the record. Yeah, I mean, the record is as nice as it should be to be inside this. Yeah. Seriously, I guarantee you I paid like $3 for this. I mean, I really wish I had remembered that I had it, but I'm okay, so now I have 2. Yeah. See, that's the thing about Rumors and this album. You know, they have light covers, and the covers are always dirty. You go into the record store, and every copy that they have, it's a really dirty, dingy copy. You know, maybe the spine is worn. You know, and they're like $20, $25. You know, I miss the days when you could go get like a beautiful, super clean copy like this, and yeah, $2, $3 probably. 5 at the absolute most, if I was overpaying. Oh, and this is one of those records that I'm very, very, very happy and lucky that I bought when I did, and that is the first Roxy Music album, but an OG US copy with, well, let me pull it out of a sleeve here. It has the little promo thing. That kind of, it has a little fold, and it fits inside, and you know, it's a gatefold, and it's a reprise copy. Yeah, I'm really, you know, even at the time when I got this, I felt pretty lucky to have it. Now I'm really like, whew, whoops, if I don't ruin it trying to put it away. Edit. Speaking of back in the day when you could find records pretty inexpensive, when they were really inexpensive. I mean, we had a golden era in the 90s and in the 2000s. It was just like, oh. And there was some time in the early 2000s I went into a record store and they had these copies, The Idiot and Lust for Life. 70s pressings, right? You know. This is probably not the earliest. This is probably a late 70s pressing, but still. 70s pressing. And I ran across them. I thought, oh yeah, I need both these albums. But I was like, damn. $8 each? Oh, I don't know. Do I want to pay that much? And I hemmed and I hawed. And I thought, should I buy these? Should I buy these? I almost didn't buy them. Damn, am I lucky I bought them. Because, yeah. I couldn't get my, yeah, I mean, come on, how expensive are these albums now? Yeah, I cannot believe I found them for only $8, and then I actually was balking at the $8 a pop. The times they have changed. Couple of OG gold Warner Brothers Grateful Dead first albums. These are both stereos. I have a mono at home. I don't have a mono here. I have two stereos though. And I have an Anthem of the Sun in partial shrink. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but you know, it's kind of torn away a little bit there, but still. Oh, and this. Okay, so I talk about Ralph Vieira, Dr. Fuck, the Almost Human channel. He's the guy who first did track versus track videos and gave me the idea. And so I always talk about him on my track versus track videos. But he's a big Kiss guy. Well, he's a big metal guy, really. And Kiss is one of the Kiss is one of the bands he talks about a lot on his channel. And he's also a real completist. When he's into a band, he has to get, just like me, he has to get every album, even past the expiration date, even into the albums that suck. And so he has a really, he has a totally complete Kiss collection. And I remember him showing his Sonic Boom, his original Sonic Boom on vinyl. He cannot stand that album. I love Sonic Boom. He hates that album, but he has it. And I think somebody sent it to him. He got it for free or whatever, like a viewer sent it to him or something like that. But he's showing it on his video, and I'm salivating, going, fuck, I can't believe I didn't get one of these, and now it's too late, because it's like, apparently it's like, it's three figures now. It's like a $200 record now, at least. And it's like it was a gatefold, that poster and the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, damn. Why didn't I buy that record at the time? And then I went into his place, Generation Records, in the Village in Manhattan, and they had a newer reissue of it that, no gatefold, no poster, but I thought, well, I'll buy this because just to have it on vinyl. I mean, I do want to have Sonic Boom on vinyl. I'll just buy this. I'll just have this. This will be it. And I brought it home and I played it, and it sounded absolutely terrible. It's just like a really, really just shit pressing of this album. But it's like, all right, well, look, yay, I have it on vinyl. So I come here and I'm poking through my Kiss records. I had a Sonic Boom. And I'm going, wait a minute. The gatefold. With the poster. With the poster. I don't remember buying this. I don't remember it. I don't remember. I think my life is just one long blur of record purchases, and I just can't, I guess I can't remember all of them. Yeah, so it turns out I had one. I'm sitting here just absolutely green with jealousy watching Ralph's video, and I had one here all the time. But hey, I also have a really, really beat to shit copy of the first Kiss album. Yeah. This is, it's the original Blue Casablanca label, but this is one with Kiss in Time. But it's also beat to hell. I came here when I was looking at my Kiss records, and I expected to see, I knew I had one on, this pressing with Kiss in Time, but I didn't know it was in this bad a shape. In fact, the spine is so torn up on this that I can barely put the sleeve back on. It's practically garbage. But that's okay, because I do have a pretty nice, actually, no Kissing Time copy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the record's a little, some marks on the record, but the cover's nice, that's for sure. And, yeah. It was something I was very, very fortunate to get at a very, very, very reasonable price. An original UK Village Green Preservation Society. Oh. Very lucky to get this. I gotta stop doing this. My light's over there. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, the Blue Pie label. It's a really, really, really nice copy. Honestly, if I recall, I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I want to say I probably paid maybe 12 bucks for it or something like that. Like something really low, like not much more than 10. And when I saw the price on it, I thought it's probably really beat. No, it's actually really nice. I'm very, very, very lucky to have this one. At one point I had wanted to make, and I still might make, I don't know, we'll see. But I had wanted to make a video that was about my greatest record scores. Just like the total crazy, like I can't believe I found this record or this record at this price or whatever. Well, one of my entries into that video I'm going to show you now. This is one of the craziest. But let me go down here and get it. Okay. I one day ventured into the thrift store, the 90s sometime, probably mid-90s. I don't remember exactly what day it was. You know, you flip through Dan Fogelberg, Whipped Cream and Other Delights, right, you know. Got it. A bunch of classical box sets, got it. Best of Bread, sure, okay. Ray Price, yes, got it. I know. Al Martino, got it. Boom, sealed copy of Magic Bus by The Who. Straight up sealed copy, no cutout, because there were. I used to work at a record store called Looney Tunes, and they had a sealed copy in the store, but theirs was a cut corner. This one doesn't even have the cut corner. This is one of the craziest thrift stores. So I probably paid 50 cents for this. 20, maybe 25. I paid 90s thrift store prices for this sealed copy of Magic Bus. It's absolutely, completely insane. To this day, this is like one of the most, like, how is this even possible? Like, because who buys this, never opens it, puts it away, you know, files it away forever to, like, for safekeeping, apparently, I don't know, while it stays sealed, and then eventually goes, give it to the CP, give it to the thrift store, community projects. Well, thank you to whoever did that. Okay. Oh, so if you're a Jefferson Airplane fan, and you should be, yeah, and you don't know this album, you got to check out Bodacious DF. Worst band name in history. I know, Bodacious DF, terrible name, but this is a really great record. This is Marty Balin between Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship, like he had quit Jefferson Airplane, and a couple years later he, you know, sort of joined up with this bar band in the Bay Area and became their lead singer. And because Marty Balin is in the band now, suddenly RCA like grabbed him, picked him right up, and they made this really, you know, they made this really great record, like this pretty rockin' album. I mean, Marty sounds great. I mean, I love Marty Balin as a vocalist, and he sounds great on this album. They could have used a producer to kind of help, you know, tighten up their arrangements, because it is a little loose in that department. The songs tend to be a little long, but it's great. It's great stuff. If you like Jefferson Airplane, but you don't have this album, don't know about it, or you've seen it and gone, I don't know. Seriously, I recommend this. Now, my don't recommend is this one. Don't listen to this one, whatever you do. And it's an advertisement for Jefferson Airplane Live in '89. This was a show that I was at, and I guess I have it in the album here. But yeah, don't listen to this album. Any Carpenters fans out there? Carpenters fans? You should be a Carpenters fan. Well, let me show you something. You know about the Ticket to Ride album, right? The first Carpenters album. Well, if you're really a Carpenters fan, you know that that originally Ticket to Ride was Offering. Yeah. Oh my God. This is a hideously rare album. And I was so lucky to get this. There was a record store called Saturn. I brought in a bunch of records and traded in. And I brought some pretty good stuff and quite a lot of stuff. And I got a pretty substantial amount of trade. And luckily, because this was 30 bucks, and we're talking, 20 years ago I got this. And It's a white label. Yeah, this is one of 2 copies I have ever seen of this album. And the second copy I actually saw kind of recently at A1. A1 Records on, where's A1? It's on 6th in Manhattan. Yeah, but if you're a Carpenters fan, you know about this and you know what this is. Yeah, talk about an album I'm really lucky to have. Oh, you know, I have, where is it? I do have a banana cover Velvet Underground, but it's a little rough. You know, like the stem is torn off, and as you can see, there's writing. Oh, and also it has this. Yeah, so it's a pretty rough copy. Let's see how the vinyl. Actually, the vinyl's not bad. Of course, I need to get some better light on it, but yeah, the record actually isn't too bad. But the cover's a little rough. You know, as you can see, if you get a close-up on it, the banana is a bit, you know, yeah, there are better copies. But honestly, I recently saw a copy that's basically on a par with this, with part of the banana torn away, and it was like $200 or something. It's like, is that really what it goes for now in this condition? I might have to sell mine. Just kidding. Oh, and this is for Robert Fithen. I don't know if you're watching. If you're watching Robert Fithen, this is for you. For 45 bucks. He just got one of these recently, and his actually is a lot nicer than mine. Mine's really kind of dirty, and it's really, you know, the hinges are really loose on it, but hey. Also for Robert Fithen, Robert Fithen has an Instagram account where he does album reviews, and he'll listen to an album, he'll have a shot of his album cover behind the turntable while he's listening to the record, and he'll give you a full text review of the album. And he put this album up, and I commented that I had the record, but my copy, somebody drew eyeliner. Somebody drew eyeliner on Tommy Rowe. I don't know why. So, otherwise, it's, you know, it's an okay copy, but why? All right. Well, anyway, I could go on and on and on with this. I don't want this video to be too long and boring. Me just showing off records, going, oh my God, look what I have. I've just, you know, it's been so long since I've dug through these, and since I go through and I just get reacquainted and I get re-excited about all these things that I've had for so long that in many cases I forget. Well, as I've shown you in the video, stuff that I'm like, I didn't even realize I had, like crazy stuff. And but yeah, so anyway, I'll be doing more videos here in the archives and stuff where I can actually show you the vinyl that I'm talking about. But yeah, this is kind of the first go through, a little introductory kind of a thing. But this video is probably going to be going up on Monday. All right, today's probably Monday when you're watching this, so that means, I believe, let me try to think about this on the fly, on Thursday, if you come back, Tommy Von Voigt and Crystal Durand are going to be here, and we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 1964. Yes, we have reached 1964. Things really start getting good now. Okay, so yeah, definitely come back for that. And thank you to everybody who subscribed, but if you haven't, consider subscribing. But if you do, click the little bell because notifications. And yeah, I will be seeing you guys soon. The captain of a heart.